$1,400 third stimulus checks will be landing in your bank account tomorrow. But the incredible great news overnight, if you tune into Mornings LALATE this morning, was that fourth stimulus got a major big ruling overnight. And that ruling sets up multiple stimulus checks. Yes. $2,000, $1,400 per month? Yes. To December? Yes. And it could be tens of thousands of dollars. Meantime, the press secretary is currently live talking about fourth stimulus, so we're going to cut into that live broadcast underway right now with the press secretary. She's been answering questions throughout the morning. Let's listen in.
The next decade, if Congress passes the American Jobs Plan, almost 3 million more than if it doesn't. So that is what the impact would be of the American Jobs Plan, 2.7 million to be totally clear. These are millions of jobs that won't be created if Congress doesn't act to pass this plan. We see that as a positive, but we also will be very clear and articulate exactly what numbers of jobs it will create.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, everyone.
What you've been watching is the tail end of the press secretary's briefing with the American people about your $1,400 third stimulus check and also the fourth stimulus excitement. If you just join me, let me explain what happened overnight. Overnight, Chuck Schumer won a major ruling, and that major ruling allows the president to do multiple reconciliations. Let's look at the graphic once again if you're just joining this morning. The president had thought that he was allowed one recon in the spring and one in the fall, but guess what? He got an extra in that massive ruling overnight. The ruling provides the following, that the president can do an amendment to a prior reconciliation. And that is going to be the fourth stimulus package. In 2020, the Democrats had a reconciliation they didn't use. So they used that for the third stimulus package in the spring, the one that's sending you the stimulus check tomorrow. But they also had a new one for this spring session of the Senate. They haven't used that one yet. And they also have one in September. Well, yesterday's ruling by the parliamentarian revealed that Leader Schumer may go back and amend the third stimulus package with a fourth one right now, giving the president a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth stimulus check package. The money is enormous. These are the items and the numbers we're talking about. If you are looking at a bill getting out the door in the month of June and a check landing in the month of July every month, this would be $12,000 if the amount is $2,000 a month. If we're talking about $1,400 stimulus checks, then that would be an incredible $8,400 across the board. This is the same amount if you are a single individual. If you are a child, it's also the same amount if you are an adult dependent. It would include people on SSI and SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. It would be based upon the same economic benchmark that we've been dealing with for a while, which is $75,000 married couple, $75,000 single individual, or $150,000 married couple. All those details are hitting like a brick out of nowhere. Meantime, the big news is that this also gives the opportunity to do the to-do list. The to-do list now has a reality of how to get to the finish line. MSC, number one. FPUC retro, that unpaid FPUC from July to last December. SSI reform, hazard pay, and minimum wage. More about that in a second. But thank you for joining me as this continues your big mornings broadcast of Mornings LA getting underway right now. It's a big morning, and thank you for joining me for an extended broadcast of Mornings LA. If you joined me earlier, we cut into the press secretary's final moments of her press briefing today about fourth stimulus. Leader Schumer got a major win overnight, and that major win surprised everyone, even myself, who had predicted only a 40% chance to 50% chance of winning that item. That provision was absolutely a moment of what the chuck history, as Leader Schumer had thought that there was an opportunity for the president to go back and amend a third stimulus package with a fourth stimulus package. And that major recon win was announced last night. It now sets up the opportunity to get everything that you have wanted across the board. The President of the United States now has to determine how quickly he wants to act, because ultimately there's no need to do bipartisanship when you can do forced stimulus right across the board. Understand, when you're doing reconciliation and multiple stimulus checks, you need to do that with Democrats. Republicans won't give a single stimulus check. Democrats will. And the modifications are in place. Yesterday, Joe Manchin asked for a modification of the corporate tax rate, keeping it at 25%, not 28%, which certainly would seem logical if Manchin's numbers are correct. His claim is the following: that the global corporate tax rate across most countries is around 25%, that we're too low at 21%, and that under Biden we would be too high at 28%. Manchin's idea is doing 25%. It makes sense. It makes more sense than what Janet Yellen proposed yesterday, which was to contact foreign countries and have them raise their corporate tax rate. This was her comment. We're working with foreign countries to have them raise their corporate tax rate. No. The idea is to get this bill out the door and as quickly as possible. And away we go. Forced stimulus would be a reality. Meantime, there's a lot of other breaking news today as well, which is that $10,200 of unemployment assistance may need an amended return. We've been trying to figure out how this $10,200 is fixed when the coffee is brewing and the bacon is toasting. No, the toast is toasting and the butter is buttering. That $10,200 that you pay taxes on your unemployment is getting a tax refund in the month of May from the federal government. But a new report today suggests that maybe you should still do an amended return. Amended returns are among the big topics of questions for viewers of this channel, because if you look at the list of items that need to be fixed, among them are that $3,600 for children, which is about to hit in a couple of weeks, that $3,000 is more, and also anything else that you need to fix going into forced stimulus. As we talk about Wave 4 hitting tomorrow, April 7th, and direct deposits, yes, some of you are getting direct deposits. Yes, some of you are getting the mail. But if we were to talk about forced stimulus, we wouldn't be talking about it in this breath anymore. Rather, the concept generally would be that there would be a debit card sent out to millions of Americans and it would be replenished every month. Rather than chasing checks landing in mailboxes and using IRS tools, it would be made more simple under the concept of how Sanders and Harris proposed it in 2020, which is send Americans a card and replenish the debit card every month with a stimulus check. As every week goes on, another wave of stimulus checks would land in your bank account, bringing you to thousands of dollars by the end of 2021. This is how the MSC would work, and it makes logical sense. The question is how quickly we can get this out the door. What's important to understand is that tomorrow, April 7th, will be the delivery of those stimulus checks if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. The deposit accounts will show the deposits throughout the day. They won't manifest themselves at any particular moment. So if you are one of those people that wants to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and look and see if there's a stimulus check and it's not there, don't fret, because deposit accounts release funds throughout the day. Understand, throughout tomorrow, April 7th, your deposit accounts of $1,400 could appear. Thank you, Crayola, for the massive super chat. Crayola Roma is what will happen when the Senate bill lands in the Senate. Then we'll have to figure out how to amend the bill to put more Crayola Crayola colors in there. What's important to understand is that throughout tomorrow, the stimulus checks will post into accounts. $1,400, direct express by Comerica. Big banks like Bank of America, Chase, and similar. And then, if by the end of the day you don't see a direct deposit, then watch the mail, because you may be a mail recipient. And that's important to understand. Elsewhere, the people who are smaller bank recipients who have been watching this channel since last weekend, like the green dots, the TurboTax, the green emerald, you want to really watch the mail because the stimulus check may not be coming by direct deposit tomorrow. It may be coming in the mail. That is what's important to understand across the board. Let me answer some of your incredible questions right now. Aaron says, thank you, LA, for all you do. Deborah, I got mine this morning. Oh, wow. Congratulations, Deborah. James says he's ready to wake up at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow. They're saying the plus up payments of $300. What is the plus up payments? It says April Green. Let me answer that question. That's a great question. Plus up payments has a really good press agent. Because it's totally, how do I describe it? Plus up payments is sort of like $12 ice cream. It sounds really good, but there's nothing delicious about it. Let me explain what plus up payments are. If you have a $14 stimulus check, there is no plus up payment. It's as simple as that. Plus up payment are for people who got a stimulus check of $1,299 or $1,300.50. Plus up payments are the following. What IRS did was that they issued your stimulus checks based upon your most recent tax return. In some people's cases, their most recent tax return is their 2019 tax return, and they may have made $76,000 or $77,000, a few thousand over the threshold, but still qualify for a stimulus check. And then when they look at it, it's not $1,400; it's a little bit less. And then they filed their 2020 tax return, which revealed after the stimulus check went out that they did make less than $75,000 on the most recent tax year. When you present a most recent tax return of 2020 that shows you are under the threshold to get a full stimulus check, then if you got a watered down stimulus check under the third stimulus package, IRS will send you a plus up payment. Translation, if you got a full stimulus check, there is no extra money coming to you. There's no plus on the full. It's plus for people who didn't get a full stimulus check this time around. And with that, let me cut back into the big details that are formulating today. If you're just joining me, let me explain what happened with Leader Schumer overnight. It surprised everyone, and that surprise came when Leader Schumer won a major award to get reconciliations done consecutively. What the Chuck took a new formula when Schumer got a major win last night. That major win allows him to do more reconciliations than we ever thought. We thought he had one for the spring and one for the fall. Now he has two more for the spring and one more for the fall. This will allow him to do his to-do list, which would include MSC, FPUC, retro, SSI reform, hazard pay, minimum wage, also the student loan debt forgiveness if it doesn't go by executive order. Other items that Schumer wants, of course, is the pot bill. Don't be surprised if that doesn't land in there. This would provide an enormous amount of money to viewers across the country. If we're looking at June to December, it would be upwards of $12,000 based upon a $2,000 monthly check. It would be $8,400 based upon a $1,400 monthly check. Let me jump back into the live chat and see some of the other questions that viewers are dropping right now. Navy Federal says, Shirley, yes, a lot of viewers got Navy Federal last week, and some got Navy Federal a few days ago. But thank you for that update, Shirley. Devon, you're a blessing. I can't thank you enough. Devona, sorry, I butchered that. Devona, thank you for the very nice comment. So what you said about caps, it says he will get it tomorrow. Thank you for what you do. Oh, so Chrissy did the caps hack. Let me explain. There is now 1, 2, 3 hacks which we have revealed to viewers of this channel that sometimes works. Here's what I'm referring to: the IRS tool to check your stimulus check. We have 1, 2, 3 different hacks to try. The first one came from Margie, and it works for 80% to 90% of the viewers. When you're typing in your address, type in the address in all caps, capital letters. Hack number 2 came from AJ yesterday on Mornings LA. His concept is to look at the most recent statement you have about your benefits or something you get every month from IRS and look at that the way in which they typed your name and typed the address. Every single thing, repeat verbatim. The punctuation, the spelling, the spacing, the capitalization, the abbreviations, exactly. My third hack is go off your most recent tax return. If you put ST, not street, use ST. Type it exactly like your most recent tax return, because that may be what they're going off of. Not one, not two, but three hacks to use to ensure that you get that information from the IRS tool. But Margie's hack appears to work 80 to 90% of the time. It's a big hack, and you're only hearing it on this channel. I've heard it nowhere else. And thank you so much to Margie and AJ for that incredible information. Let's jump back into the live chat and see some more questions that are being asked right now from viewers about fourth stimulus and third stimulus. Let's see some of those questions right now. Surg Force, what happens if it went to a wrong address? So you first need to know that it went to a wrong address, but certainly viewers are going to start to have issues about missing first, second, and third stimulus checks. The way you want to get them is go to a tax preparer, a very well-established tax preparer, and request those missing stimulus checks. Don't do it just yet because it's a little premature. And also, you're going to maybe need to inform IRS about any children you have for purposes of that $3,600 or $3,000. Remember, there's a lot of things that you may need to update IRS with, and one of them may be you and maybe also children. When we're talking about all these missing items, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. And here's what you need to know, is that ultimately Treasury pays you information based upon what they know about you and your family. And I've had a lot of viewers in the last few days who say, they don't know about my daughter or my son, and there's a lot of money missing. Let me recap the money that could be missing for you. First, if you have children, these or household members, these could be the stimulus checks that are missing for you. Let me grab the spot where I am. Here we are. If you have a child, that child, as one viewer said yesterday, hadn't got to the first stimulus check, hadn't gotten the second, hadn't gotten the third. Guess what? You're missing $1,200, $600, and $1,400. You need to request all that money. Next, you need to tell IRS that you have that child with you at your address and that the child is your dependent. Because guess what? If that child is less than 5 years of age, or less than 6 years of age, you're getting $300 a month starting the month of July. You need to tell IRS that information right now. What is the routing times and the times in which to update IRS about information? Generally, if you get it in, they'll have that information in their database within about 3 weeks. So I had viewers get stuff in by February 12th, and then they got that information into IRS enough time for the third stimulus check. For purposes of July money, we're good. We're good now in April for you to update IRS enough to ensure that they get that information in there. Barbara, thank you for the dancing pear. Really appreciate that, the dancing pear. Let me see some more of your comments. And forced stimulus would be for the kids as well. So Sonia, would forced stimulus be for the kids as well? Yes. When we look at these numbers for forced stimulus, this is for everyone. This is absolutely for everyone. This is for young adults, adult dependents, children, single individuals, SSI and SSDI. This is money that they want to give you. The numbers have not been confirmed, though time frame has been confirmed. They want to do it to the end of this year. They want the income qualification to be the same. And that ultimately, you want them to get that money out the door as quickly as possible. And away we go. Yesterday, the Easter Bunny made an appearance, and I want to hear your comments. Who do you think this Easter Bunny was? The Easter Bunny was just really after a lot of publicity yesterday, and it just, just a little bit of too much of attention for this Easter Bunny. I mean, who does this Easter Bunny think she is? Santa Claus? But here was the Easter Bunny yesterday at the White House. No, this is not some scary movie. though it looks a little, I don't know. The Easter Bunny has sort of like a lazy eye on the side. There's the Easter Bunny breaking into the press conference. Seems sort of like a Nancy Pelosi move to sort of break in. Oh, and now the Easter Bunny wants this center to be a center of attention. Maybe it is Pelosi. Maybe it is the Temple of Doom. She brought some gifts, bearing gifts. Well, that's not sirloin because it's not $12 ice cream. And then there's the Easter Bunny dancing outside. Well, that's definitely not Chuck because you know Chuck can't dance. And so that was Happy Easter from the Easter Bunny. I really appreciate it. That was very nice. Thank you, White House. I will sleep sounder now that I know that that Pelosi was perhaps not our Easter Bunny. But what an exciting day. I am not dressing up as the Easter Bunny. And with that, really great news. How much is the fourth stimulus? We don't have a calculation for the fourth stimulus, but let's jump back into that number again. Fourth stimulus would be on a monthly basis, if I could find the graphic here. Fourth stimulus would be on a monthly basis, and the fourth stimulus would start as soon as the bill goes out. That bill would go out, and away we would go. The fourth stimulus would pay from the month in which the bill is formulated into law until the end of the year. So they got this bill into law in June, and then you got a check in July to December. Well, that's 6 checks. 6 checks, and what's the monthly check amount? We don't know yet, but if it's $1,400, that'd be $8,400. If it's $2,000 a month, it'll be $12,000 a month. Now, you and I know there have been other proposals, but these are senators, and their proposals control 21 of 50 senators who are Democrats who are going to receive that bill by reconciliation in the next few weeks have vowed to amend it in vote-a-rama and put in there monthly stimulus checks. And so you want to take this video. Purple Power, you need to do your thing. Let me jump back right in. Purple Power, you want to take these videos and share them on Twitter, share them on Facebook, share them on Instagram, and tag your Democratic senators, all of them, and say hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power. Get the bill done quickly. We need those recurring stimulus checks quickly. Don't wait for bipartisanship because the Republicans have already said they don't want to do it. Don't wait for bipartisanship to get the bill out. It takes 2 months to do a reconciliation. This is April. April, May. You want this bill done as quickly as possible. Between you and I, here's the analytics. 1, every month that passes is a stimulus check. But more importantly, 2, the economy's rebounding. 1 million jobs are being generated per month. That's 8 months from now to restore those jobs. If analysts are wrong. Analysts on Friday said we're restoring jobs at 2 million per month, potentially in the month of April. If that's the case, in 4 months, jobs will be restored. And in 4 months, Democrats may get cold feet and want to give you reoccurring stimulus checks. So you want this bill in the Senate as fast as possible. Now, over the next few weeks is the most important time to push Purple Power to get this bill into the Senate as fast as possible. You don't want to wait. You don't want this bill in the Senate in August or September. You want it there right now. Let me jump back into the live chat one last time and see some of the great comments and questions. Would that be for per person or for family? No, that's per person. They want a monthly stimulus check per person. And they want those stimulus checks to be reflective of the current stimulus checks. So $1,400, $1,200, $2,000, $1,000, all across the board. This is a lot of money. And this is where they need to get this going. And maybe that was Pelosi in that Easter Bunny outfit. And with that, thank you for getting the message loud and clear out yesterday. Continue to do it. Take this video, share it on social media. Hashtag MSC, multiple stimulus check. Hashtag MSC. Hashtag Purple Power. If you've never used Twitter, get on Twitter. Part of the Purple Power family. The viewers of this channel, Purple Power. And get the message out loud and clear. For now, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video throughout the day. Also, like this video. Let's see if we can do 2,000-3,000 likes. And I'll see you at noontime on LALATE. Don't miss that recording. It's going to be a big one. I'll have new videos for you and new developments about fourth stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused. And thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE.